Baby, 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 I love you. Ain't no doubt about it. Baby, I love you. I love you. I love you, I love you. Baby, baby, I love you. Baby, baby, baby. Shout out to the Queen of Soul. It's your man Rico the Opinionist. This has been such an awesome weekend. Y'all understand, I've gotten a lot of rest this weekend. It's pretty cool. Whew. I mean, but in the morning I'm back at it. Just chilling and, and I'm my brain to just do what it do. And again, it's your man Rico. I'm here on Instagram, my YouTube channel, Rico the Opinionist. And now I'm going to start buffering again, and I'm going to stop. If it starts all that damn buffering, I'm just going to stop. But I know y'all saw the title. And y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Those of you who are down with you one of my Ricosians, holler at me. Yourself was good. How are you? I know the title is it's not clickbait. If you can't afford it, abort it. It's not clickbait, but because that's how I feel for real. But it's something, and this is not gonna be a long video because it's almost like a tutorial, because that abortion issue, is really divisive, right? It's very polarizing. But if you really listen to it, it's really something that grown people can handle as it relates to this whole abortion thing. Grown people who are intelligent, they shouldn't have all these problems with this abortion thing, with the abortion policies. Well, hold on, let me say this. Grown people who make grown decisions shouldn't have a problem with the abortion policies. I guess on the right, the Republicans got some real harsh ones. And I have a lot to say about that. Because when I hear abortion, I think about the children. Children who are brought here under circumstances they can't control. But as grown people, we can control whether or not to get pregnant or not. We can. And again, pregnancy is on the woman. Yusuf says, real quick. Yusuf says, in the fall of 91, bro, much respect. I used to see you on campus. It was on a whole nother dumbass level. Much respect. Tino, what's up? Fam, on what you're doing. Let me say respect on what you're doing. Shout out to Yusuf Nettles. Appreciate you, man. I think I'm just a young guy just trying to put my thoughts out, man. That's all. So I don't have a huge problem with an abortion because I think about children. If you can't afford it, abort it, damn it. And then for those of you who say, well, you have never had an abortion, you don't know what it does to I don't know. And guess what? That fetus or whatever it is that's being, I guess, taken out at that moment, he or she or if they're twins don't know either. But let me tell you what they do know. When they're born to inappropriate and unprepared parents, they feel every yell, every scream, they feel every kick, every punch, every get your ass out of my face. Oh, I wish you weren't born. Your dad ain't shit. They feel that. So please, that whole, you've ever seen videos of children being aborted? I don't need to see that. I see children every day walking around who are psychologically aborted. So y'all spare me with that bullshit. The one thing about it, you're actually doing kids a favor. A lot of you people, a lot of you women out there, you're doing the kid a favor, especially if you're on crack, especially on meth, especially you like to party all the time and want to dump the baby out on your mama. What about the fathers? Well, it's the woman's responsibility to make sure her child has a father. So why you can't throw that at me either? Because I live as a real adult. I try to use my brain to be as intelligent as I can, and I don't deal in excuses. I don't deal in it, but I know women like to have the space where they can have all the excuses in the world. A lot of times, abortion is necessary. Now these Republicans have gone too far. You know, the Christian white right, they've gone too far. Then you got some Christian black folks, supposed to be Democrats. They've gone too far. Again, I said what I said. I meant what I said. If you can't afford it, abort it. I'm tired of children being born to poor people, born in the ghetto, born around gangs. So that means the women need to change their behavior. You need to up your standard. You can get your coochie whoever you want to, baby. But you need to do better than picking a father. Did y'all hear what I said, ladies? You can give your coochie to whoever you want to. But see, when you start having children because you just being fast, or you allowed yourself to get drunk, and then you getting away raw coochie, and well, how come he don't wear no condom? If you were taking care of your body, he doesn't need to wear a condom. Did y'all understand that? I never heard such a thing. I've never heard of such a thing. Well, women put the fate of their body in the hands of a man. And then, after he, I guess, mishandles her body, oh my God, we're equally responsible. No, you're not equally responsible. Because can't no man get no coochie without permission unless it's rape, and that's against the law. And y'all need to report these son of a bitches. I can't stand a thief and a rapist. God, dog. So if you can't afford it, abort it. You will be doing an unborn child a huge favor. Then we got people that let special ed chicks have babies. You got moms that let 13-year-olds and 12-year-olds have babies. When they do that, when they do stuff like that, let me know they hate their daughters and they hate children. Because you don't care how they brought here. And if you're a heavy Christian, hey, what's up, Rogers? If you're a heavy Christian, you believe in the Lord Savior Jesus Christ, but you don't have a problem with teenagers having babies, you are a liar and you don't believe in God. And you believe that children are a blessing. The children are our future. But you mess around as a young woman, get pregnant by a thug, a street dude, a motherfucker with tattoos all on his neck, he on probation, and he already got baby mamas. You don't give a shit about kids. And I'll debate any female on it. I'll debate a beta male simp on it. Because I live in reality. But I want to say this. Because I know all the people all these females around here who get pregnant, for whatever reason, other than by her husband, you don't like kids, and you don't believe in God, you a lying ass. On this Sunday. It should have been my Sunday morning worship. That's all right. I can always have a sermon, you hear me? So you're a liar. You don't believe in God. You don't think children are special. I'm looking at how people just have kids. It's the weirdest thing. And then as soon as she decided to have her third kid by her fourth baby daddy, we need mentors for our boys. You know what the first mentor should be, honey? The dude that got you pregnant. That's who's supposed to be the mentor of your baby. Not people like me who go off and try to obey the law and try to make some of ourselves. No, I don't need to come back and mentor your damn sons. Because, no, I don't. And I shouldn't be made to be bullied or emotionally cajoled into doing it. No, that's been going on a long time. But it has to stop. So one of the reasons another thing I want to add to this conversation is I mentioned the extreme the extreme white right. The so-called Christian white male, the Christian white woman who just absolutely, they are against abortions. They've even, across the country, they've outlawed abortions, right? And so, I mean, they've even, in this state where I live in, Texas, this governor, shout out to Governor Greg Abbott and Ken Paxton and his lieutenant governor, Dan Patrick and all them folks, and a very white legislator there in Austin who signed off on this, abortions with no exceptions. See, I don't have a problem with abortions. And also funding abortions. We really don't have to funding, what's the Women's Center and all that. All you gotta do, baby, is make him wear a condom and use one of them 25 forms of birth control. How come grown, intelligent women 18 and up don't know how to do that? Or 25 to 30. How come they don't know how to do that? You're not on an IUD. You're not on a diaphragm. You're not on the shot. You're not on the pill. You're not on the dental dam. You're not on anything. But you want the taxpayer to pay for your poor choices. Weird. But let me say this about these extreme Republicans out here. They're Christian white right. Y'all so full of shit. Because what y'all doing is y'all are holding everybody else hostage because you want more white women to stop having abortions. That's all that is. When you're like, I don't want any abortions. You don't care about anybody. What y'all trying to do is keep white folks reproducing. And because a lot of white women and a lot of teenage white girls are having abortions and y'all are pissed. And y'all look at the numbers like we look at the numbers. The birth rate of white folks in this country is declining. So that's a red flag and a signal to the white Republicans in this country. So y'all gonna force people to have babies that they don't want. But yet, none of you will stand in line to adopt these babies, to babysit, or none of that. Hold on, put a pin in that, because I'm not done with them. When I was in Memphis years ago, in my hometown, I remember getting off from work. I worked overnight shift. And I got off like 7, boom, boom, boom. Like 8 o'clock in the morning. It was like a Monday or Tuesday morning, right? And I rode down to this abortion. I had to drive past the abortion clinic on my way home. And I saw this huge crowd of anti-abortionists out there, right? Abortion is murder. Save the children. God loves the children. Number white folk, about 30 or 40 white folks, plenty of white folks. And I stopped because I'd never seen that before up close. So I parked my car and I got out. I went to read some of the signs, and we had always heard about anti-abortion rallies and rallying around abortion clinics and trying to shame all the women, try to convince them not to go in there, give them biblical little pamphlets with talking about God and Jesus and try to get them resources. But if she's going to have an abortion, obviously she doesn't want the baby. And now I understand those of you say, well, how come she don't give it to the father? That's a question you can ask every individual woman. Hold on a second. That's a question you can ask on a case-by-case basis. Because the assumption is, when y'all say, well, she can at least give it to the father, how y'all know the dude want the baby? How do y'all know that she actually knows who the father is? So y'all stop saying that stupid shit. Because if the man wants the baby, he would actually keep up with the woman when she tells her she's pregnant. If he actually wants the baby. So y'all stop saying crap like, well, she don't have to abort it. Maybe the man wants the baby. And I know that situation it happens individually. But here's the deal. A lot of times these guys don't even know their dads. A lot of times she don't know who the father is. Let me get back to these anti-abortionists that rally, right? So I read their signs. God hates murder. You're a murderer. And all y'all know the anti-abortionist signs. So, me, you don't know me, but I'm a kind of nosy kind of guy. I walked in and I listened to that rhetoric, and I even witnessed them trying to talk a woman or two out of walking into that abortion clinic. Right there in Midtown Memphis. And so I kind of went around the crowd, and whoever I could catch the eye contact with, I posed a question in the middle of a little crowd. I said, okay, let's say if a woman decides to listen to you and not go through with walking into that clinic and getting an abortion. How many of you out here are going to help her raise the baby, babysit, or financially support this woman and this baby? How many? Well, how many out here is going to adopt this baby? And did you know it was crickets? You can literally hear a mouse piss on cotton. So that's why I know this abortion, pro-abortion, or really anti-abortion shit is nothing but cap. Because people love to try and manipulate others just to make themselves feel good. They don't give a shit about kids. It's all about trying to have a political win or try to, try to exert some kind of power over people. Because people cared about children. You encourage your daughters not to get pregnant in junior high school. You put on birth control. You talk to her about sex is. what sex is, because one thing about your teenage daughters and sons, they not going to stop screwing. Y'all can put all the Jesus Christ you want to, but if it's the right boy that she likes or little mama booty thick enough, he gonna go. So y'all might as well live in that reality. What you can do is teach them about appropriate sex and ways to do it, and then y'all keep it moving. You know, here you go condoms, baby. Make sure you got one if he don't have one. Let me take you down here and get you on some form of birth control, IUD, diaphragm, pills, shot, whatever it is, Norplant, them little things, whatever that comes out every 4 years, put on something. Because telling kids abstinence, that's stupid. Because let me tell you something, priests don't even practice abstinence. Ask all them little boys that's come through the Catholic Church. So you know damn well if dudes who made a vow of silence to God, if they can't keep it in their pants, then you got some nuns all of a sudden find themselves when they pray real hard to Jesus, they march down there. Some of the choir boys and some of the goddamn the priest, popes or whatever, they around there knocking down the nuns. So you can't stop the natural order thing. What you can do is be educational and be appropriate about it. But parents, it's funny, parents don't like to talk to the kids about sex. So, this is what you do when you hear Greg Abbott, and you hear Dan Patrick, you hear any one of these, Ted Cruz, any one of these, just name Marjorie Taylor Greene, any one of these anti-abortion, right-wing, racist Republicans. Not all of them, but yeah, anybody. Just ask anybody. This is the question you want to ask them. So, hold on before I get to that. Let me say this. You know, these people are so extreme here in Texas that even as a little girl got pregnant by an older cousin, incest, they're forcing her to have the baby. Even if a woman is raped, they're forcing her to have the baby. And I go against that. You don't force people to have the baby they don't want. And that's the problem I have with all of that. Again, I don't have a problem with abortions, but in the case of rape, incest, if it's causing medical issues for the mother, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Who in the hell, what kind of sick bastard would force an 11-year-old girl who gets pregnant by an uncle or a stepdad or raped on the way home from school? Who forces her to have a baby? Now, they did that already with little teenage 13-year-old girls around here getting pregnant and stuff. They know the parents let a 12-year-old have a baby. Parents let a 14-year-old have a teenager, period, in the house have a baby. I just think they just don't like their children. I think it's sabotage. But then if something horrific happens and your daughter's raped and you got a state that says she can't abort it, that's disgusting. But people can fight against that. But this is what you ask people like Greg Abbott, Marjorie Taylor Greene, hell, Donald Trump. If it's, I haven't heard his attitude, but yeah, Donald Trump, any Republican, any racist Republican who just so hell-bent, Christian, right, white, Republican, or Caucasian, or black Christian, you know, who talk about fucking abortions. Ask them this, particularly the white Republicans. Hey, what if a black dude broke into your house, Greg Abbott, and he, pistol whips everybody, and he rapes your 14-year-old daughter, and she gets pregnant? Would you force her to have that black man's baby when she told you, Daddy, I can't have it? With your granddaughter, because his children old. But would you force her to have that baby, Greg Abbott? Marjorie Taylor Greene? Nikki Haley? Would y'all force them to have that baby? Guess what? Hell no. They're secretly getting an abortion. So don't pay these two people, these old anti-abortionists, don't pay them any attention. It's political grandstanding. Because when they want one, they'll get one. They're just doing that to keep people polarized on the topic. Because a lot of children that's brought here is unwanted. And it should be made available. Now, one thing about this whole topic is, a lot of women use it as birth control. I think that's out of line. Hey, lazy heifer, get on birth control if you don't want no baby. You don't go and murder kids because you decide at the last moment, I don't want to have this baby. I don't want to have his baby. No, that's not how that works. And so I don't believe, using tax dollars for them to get an abortion and use it as birth control. Get your ass in the free clinic. or with your private doctor like everybody else and get on birth control, you lazy trifling heifer. If you want to get an abortion, you pay for it. And as far as contraceptives and all of that, well, some people say it's really expensive. Well, if it is it? Last time I checked, condoms were free. So Rico, you just don't have nothing to say for the guys? You gotta have something to say for the guys. If y'all around here slanging your penis, and you get chicks pregnant, and they put your dumb ass on child support, I don't want to hear your voices about, man, she put me on child support. Man, these folks killing my chick, man. They take everything. That's what I have to say about you, dum-dum. The only somebody you need to get pregnant is your wife. And ladies, the only someone you need to get pregnant for is your husband. How come that's such a hard fucking concept? And I'm going to end on that. Y'all be cool. It's your man, Rico the Opinionist. Just sharing my thoughts. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all again later. Hey, if you can't afford it, abort it. But also, there's other things involved in that. Y'all be cool. We'll talk later. Peace.